Yo, what is up, Godzilla fans? Gage here for another Godzilla Pursuit episode. So today, I am here bringing you guys a review on the MonsterArts Godzilla 2000 Special Color Version. Here is the MonsterArts Godzilla 2000 Special Colored Version from the 1999 movie Godzilla 2000 Millennium. In America, it was released in 2000, but yeah, so the reason why, as most of you have figured out already, it doesn't really look like the Godzilla in the movie. Reasoning is because this is the Yuji Sakai version, meaning this is what he was supposed to look like, but whenever they made the suit, it turned out a little bit different, but they liked it, so who cares? Why did they go with this design? I have no clue. But I do like it. It looks cool. So, yeah, let's go right into the review. First, looking at the box. Alright, so here is the box for the MonsterArts Godzilla 2000 Millennium Special Colored Version. Very awesome. You got the very nice design in the front, legal mumbo jumbo. You got the side. There's a picture of Godzilla 2000. Right here it says Godzilla 2000 Millennium Special Colored Version. There's the back of pictures of the prototype. Very nice. Side, Godzilla, MonsterArts Godzilla Special Colored Version. Top and bottom, bunch of legal stuff nobody cares about. Alright, so yes, very awesome box design. I do like how it's like scraped, like scratches. It looks very nice, and yeah, so that's it for the box. Now let's get on to the figure. So here is the MonsterArts Godzilla 2000 Special Colored Version. The reason why he is called the Special Colored Version, if you guys cannot tell already, the original one had dark purple spikes and didn't have some of these like dirt spots. I like to call them dirt spots. They're more like brown spots. And there are different paint jobs. For example, I think like the face is a little bit different. But it's kind of just like a repaint, but they called it the Special Colored Version. So yes, this one, if you guys cannot tell, has the gray spikes and does have these dirt spots. And yeah, so he's just awesome. I got this guy instead of the original one because he was a little bit cheaper than the original one. So I was like, you know what? I want him. They're pretty much the same figure, so I'm just gonna buy him. So I got him, and I don't regret anything because he is a beautiful figure. Alright, so enough with the rambling about how he's awesome. Let's get on to detail and paint job. So yes, first thing you notice when you look at this figure is he is very jagged. Everything on him is jagged. His scales are jagged, his dorsal plates are jagged, his fingers are all jagged, his toes are jagged, his feet, anyway, it's all awesome. It looks cool, it looks scary, it looks menacing. What other words can I describe this figure? It's undescribable. So for paint, as you guys can also tell, he's got, again, the brown tint on his knees, on his stomach area, his chest. Again, the gray dorsal plates, which make him the Special Colored Version. His face, can we just look at this guy's face for a second? Let's get that to focus. His face looks awesome. Inside the mouth looks also very awesome. His eyes look great. Very, very awesome. Very cool. His hands also look very awesome. And yes, his tail looks like a Godzilla tail. Jagged. It's jagged because it's Godzilla, Special Colored Godzilla 2000. It's awesome. So yes, now let's move on to the main selling point of these figures, articulation. So yes, the articulation on this figure does not disappoint. His head looks pretty nicely up and down a lot. It looks Woo! He's got nice head swivel. He's got waist swivel, or he can move his waist. His shoulders pivot very nicely. Yeah. His elbow moves, and his wrist moves. And yes, there's also articulation in the jaw. His jaw opens as usual. And his tongue, look at that, his tongue moves, which is very, very nice. I like that. Next, down here, his thigh moves. You can get his knee to move, and ankle movement. A lot of movement. With the tail, let me point the camera down a little bit. The tail, pops off. That's one thing you gotta understand about these figures. Since there is so much movement, things are gonna pop off. But it's not broken. No, just gotta pop it back on. It's probably gonna pop off again, but whatever. So yes, the tail has a bunch of movement. Alright, we're just gonna put that to the side. The tail has a bunch of movement, and it looks very nice. You can get him in a lot of positions. Once again, just pop the tail back on, because it's not broken. It just pops off. So yes, the articulation on this figure is very nice. Expected, just because it is an SH MonsterArts figure. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to have a lot of articulation. So yes, now let's move on to some things I kind of don't like about the figure. So some flaws I found with the figure is that he cannot look very high up. But his eyes do look up, so it does kind of save for. But I would like if the figure could stand up a little bit more straight, because he's constantly just kind of looking down. But whatever, because again with the eyes, for example, next to the 50th anniversary, he is looking him pretty much in the face. So I guess that's okay. Another thing I don't really like about the figure is the tail. But again, like I've been saying, not to be hypocritical, but you can just pop it right back on, and I never really mess with the tails. But you know, it's always nice if you don't have to pop it back on. And that's really it. The seams, whatever, who cares about seams? It's an SH MonsterArts figure, and he's awesome. So that makes up for everything. So who even cares? Alright, now let's go on to scaling. Okay, so scaling for the figure. The figure stands at a little under 6 inches, counting the dorsal plates, almost 7, a little under 7. So the tallest he is about 7 inches. If you don't think dorsal plates count, then he is a little under 6 inches. He is he's about 13.5 inches long from snout to tip of the tail. And now, that's it for scaling. Now let's go on to sizing. Okay, so for scaling, we're gonna scale him next to the 50th anniversary Memorial Box Godzilla 1964 and the SH MonsterArts Little Godzilla. So yes, they fit very, very nicely together. Looks very nicely, especially him. He's the best out of these three. So next, let's scale him up with the Bandai Japan Space Godzilla and the Bandai Creations Godzilla 2000. They do look pretty good together. So let's move this guy aside. Let's talk about these two. Okay, so obviously, this guy's better. A bunch of you guys have wanted to see me talk about this figure. And I don't really want to talk smack about him just because he is my third figure. And although I don't like Hedorah, which is my second figure, this figure is a Godzilla figure, and at the time, he was awesome. So that's why, a little side note for you guys. Anyway, let's go back to a size comparison. Okay, next let's scale him up with the SH MonsterArts Godzilla 1995 or Junior Rebirth and the Ultra 500 Ultraman Ginga. And last but certainly not least, the Bandai Creations 12-inch Godzilla 2004, and the Bandai Creations 12-inch Kiru. So yes, they're giant compared to him, so obviously not in scale, but who cares? They're both still okay figures. This guy's amazing though. Now let's move on to final thoughts. Alright, so my final thoughts on this figure. It is a very amazing figure. The SH MonsterArts Godzilla 2000 Special Colored version is a beautiful, well done figure. I definitely recommend it. I'm not going to rate it because I don't like when people rate the figures because everyone has their different opinions on the figure. And this is my opinion on the figure, and this is how I review my figures. So yes, if you guys like this video, definitely subscribe and also hit the like button. And if you guys maybe want to see a better review, if you didn't like the way I reviewed it, check out Diego Doom. I will put his link in the description down below, followed by a bunch of other YouTubers that I definitely recommend. So check them all out. And also click right here to subscribe. Click right here to check out some other videos. And yes, again, check out the description to see maybe better reviews, or check out some friends that I have here on YouTube. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, punch that like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see all you guys in the next video. And remember, anyone can be a Godzilla collector, but there's only one Godzilla pursuit. See ya!